What is going on, guys? My name is Lextasy. Welcome back to the channel, and as you can tell, behind me is our 1,000 horsepower Dodge Durango Hellcat, and in front of me is our 1,000 horsepower F-150 that we are taking to the track. So we are towing it with our Durango Hellcat. So why am I making this video today? But we're going to talk about our 20,000 miles that we've put on the Dodge Durango already. How has it held up? What maintenance have we had to do? What are the issues that we ran into? How does it tow? Because we did tow the F-150 here to Charlotte. How does it drag race? And we're going to talk about all of that. But today we are at Mass Acceleration Motorsports. These are the only people that touch my Hellcats, my F-150 that actually built that truck as well. I trust these guys with my life. So they are the ones that are going to be putting this Durango on the lift, and we're going to inspect everything because we have bigger and better plans for this Durango start of next season. But for now, I just want to make sure everything looks good under there. No leaks, no cracks, nothing like that. So it is pushing 830 wheel horsepower. I forgot the torque number, but it runs strictly on E85. So at crank, it's almost 1,000 horsepower. So without further ado, guys, let's get under that Durango and let's see what's going on with it. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's see what we find. But before we get to the Durango, guys, we gotta see this lineup. Dude, their shop is full of cars that are waiting either on parts or on tuning. I have never myself seen a Copo Camaro before. This is my first time, but I'm guessing this isn't how it comes from factory because it looks like they got a few extra things in here. But yeah, as you can tell, this is straight drag car. It is not street legal. I've seen drag packs. I've seen, I forgot, Cobra Jets for the Fords, but I've never seen a Copo. So again, guys, they work on Mopar, they work on Chevys, they work on Fords. As you can tell, our F-150 on slicks is sitting there. They have a Challenger here. They have this Hellcat. I've never seen these wheels before. They actually look pretty good. Asante wheels. I don't know if they're powder coated or something, but it's a wide body Hellcat. A 570 Challenger. I have never even heard of one of these. A supercharged 2-valve. Wow. I wonder if that's from factory. Maybe some sort of a... I have no idea, guys. I'm not even going to make it up. That does look sick, though. We're going to continue down the line here. We do have a wide body Challenger Hellcat. Red eye? Is it a red eye? Yes, it is. My man. Gotta love these. Red eyes are just, it's always gonna have a place in my heart. I miss mine. I know where mine is still at, but the owner doesn't know it, but I know it. And then we have this completely drag pack set up here. The shop, of course, is full of all kinds of cars, and they have something super cool here. They have a Sandblast Ram TRX. She sounds so good. That's a stock Ram TRX. I love that color. It's like a sandblast color. We're going to come around here to get a better look at it. Now, this Ram TRX is getting their 750 wheel horsepower package, I think, on 93. So they know what they're doing. That's what I like about them. Most shops will just start putting an off-the-shelf tune in there because they know that's what works on all the other packages, because for the most part, when you change the pulley and injectors, you'll do the same numbers. But not in Mass Acceleration. MXA, every vehicle goes on that dyno after the package is done, and that's why I respect John, because every vehicle behaves differently. Some come out as a factory freak from factory and they have a lot more horsepower, or they hold power better, or some come out weaker. You just don't know. But it's always good to put it on the dyno after the fact to make sure everything's legit. But for now, our Durango with 20,000 miles is here to get a full inspection on it, make sure everything's looking good, running good, no issues, no leaks, nothing like that. So we'll see how it goes out. Guys, this is my first time ever seeing under this thing. First off, I love these variant bronze wheels. I think they're 20 by 10s all around and 20 by 11s. Beautiful, but you can tell we are off slicks now. It is the off season. We are towing with it because we're not going to be doing any drag racing for now until we get probably a Whipple on it or something like that. So we'll see, but I just want to make sure everything's good under here. No leaks. The diff is holding up well. Not wet or anything.
That damage I got from running over that rock.
What rock? What are you talking about? Jesus, don't stop. Everything looks good. No leaks here. Drive shaft looks like it's in a horrible place right under the exhaust. I mean, you can't even get to that drive shaft unless you drop the exhaust, but everything's looking strong under here. How's she looking, boss?
Looks good.
Nice.
No leaks, no drips.
Awesome. Wow, suspension, everything's good too, yeah? Not leaking. That's awesome. Because we've put this thing through some work. Jesus. Feel bad for the next owner. But it is a Hellcat, so it's not like they, I mean, they take this beating all the time, right?
That's what it's for.
What's the highest mileage Hellcat you've seen?
Up in the 90,000s one time.
Nice. Was it modified or stock?
It was modified.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just...
They take a pounding.
Oh, absolutely. Transmission, engine on these, it's bulletproof, man. When I called John, because he knows about the Z01 already, getting some quotes from him as well. And I was like, John, there's the 10-speed transmission in this thing, man. It's supposed to be really good. And he was like, dude, I hear you. It's great. Don't get me wrong. You can't beat that. He was like, this 8-speed, I forgot what it was, ZF or something transmission. He's like, dude, I can literally get almost 1,000 out of it. Wheel and I think torque as well without any issues. On my red-eye Charger, when we did dyno pulls after the E85 was done, we pushed that sucker. I think when we cooled off, we put ice packs on the supercharger. We did everything at my buddy's local shop. We got over 1,000, what was that, 1,001, 1,003 torque out of that transmission. And after that, we're like, yo, let's get this. I don't think, he was like, I don't want that kind of speed on my dyno. And he was like, that's a lot of torque, man. I was like, I know. Because it was like 960 wheel and 1,000 torque. That's why I love red eyes. I really want to get another one. No. Oh, come on. She's all about the nose today. Hey, we're over here taking care of your baby. How you like the car so far? Let's just do that.
It's great. It's my favorite car.
Remember when you used to hate Durangos? You always made fun of them?
I was like, ew, it's so ugly. I hate the back end. But now it's like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, literally. I try to make her drive the Tesla, the Raptor. She will not drive anything but this beast.
Raptor's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is going on here? What about that F-150 over there in the corner?
That's garbage.
But I want to see what the fluid looks like under here. Make sure it's all good. We did just run it up and down the mountains towing, guys, so it's been through, pushed through a little bit.
You have to touch it.
Yes. Oh, it's clean, huh? So what's the intervals? What are you supposed to change it at?
You know, I'm not real sure on this one.
Because a lot of people say 30, some say 60, some say it's lifetime, but you never know.
I think it has a lot to do with how you drive them.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, even if it was lifetime, we would never do such a thing because I know better than that. We're gonna do that. He's inspecting everything else. I want to make sure everything looks good here. Like I said, we are thinking about doing a Whipple, which means that will be over 950 wheel at some point, which is insane. But I always worry about towing it with the trailer because this is my 4th or 5th time towing already, and that's a lot of weight because that trailer and the truck is about 7,000 pounds. This thing maxes out at like 8,700. And that's how amazing that sounds. Hellcats, man. I mean, Jesus, you can't go wrong with them. But anyways, we do tow with this thing. We do drag race it, so I want to make sure everything's legit. We're going to get hopefully a clean bill of health from John. And once everything checks out, I do want him to check the diff, make sure there's no slack, no play in it, no sounds. I want to make sure the bearings, because we do have an upgraded snout on there for the supercharger bearing, because those usually go out with how much you push through it. And I mean, literally 830 wheel every single day driving. She literally puts so many miles on it, and it does so freaking amazing. So that's why this car will always be around. You guys have seen me go through so many cars already. This one will always be here, I promise you. That's why I don't mind dumping a lot of money into this thing. And right now we're sitting about $10,000, I would say. Hit or miss by a few thousand. So we'll let them do their work real quick, and then after that we are going to load up the trailer and the truck again, and I'll show you guys how it tows, what mileage it gets, what's the temperatures on trans, everything, so you guys can see. The suspension is soft. It is an SUV, third row SUV, so the suspension does sag a little bit in the back, but it is what it is. But we'll give them a few minutes, let them do their thing, and then we'll check back with them. So I completely forgot, but to get to the oil or the transmission filter, it's inside the oil pan. So according to this gentleman here, it's actually near impossible to get to. They got a lot of stuff in there. So what, you have to take off brackets, right?
Yes.
A few brackets and then a few lines running through here. Is that the AC lines?
No,
that's the
transmission.
Wow, okay. They're actually not that hot. You actually grab them. Now this is a little bit warm there, but hopefully we'll open that filter up and see what it looks like. We're hoping for no metal shavings whatsoever. There's the oil pan itself. Ooh, slightly messy. That's the filter?
That is the filter.
What? Holy crap, that looks weird. Oh, I guess they have to make it fit in between the valve bodies, right? And
yeah.
Wow, how much fluid is in there in the transmission, you think?
Most of them are 9.5 quarts.
Holy snap. Yeah, no, that's actually pretty clean, guys. That's impressive, man. I mean, I wasn't expecting any issues whatsoever, but it's always good to double check, especially in the winter season. So if you have downtime right now in between races and stuff, it's always good. Or if you know you're going to be adding power, you know, you can't say no. This is your car. We have to make it faster. Now, how do the brakes look? I got to check that out too. Make sure everything's good. I see that it's making a little bit of noise with 20,000 miles, but I think we just need to resurface the rotors. But the brakes themselves actually got plenty of life left on them. Holy snap! Probably, I'll say only half the brake pad's been used up. That's what I'm saying, guys. I can't say it enough. I wouldn't say stress it enough because I'm not stressing. I'm just saying, if you ever want a performance car that you really don't have to worry about maintenance or issues for that matter, get a Dodge, get a Hellcat. Honestly, I mean, this chick right here abuses the crap out of this car with 3 kids in there, and she still tries to race everybody. If anybody, for God knows what reason, leaves a red light faster than her, even if it's a grandma in a Prius, she's racing her. It's automatically on. Anyways, guys, looks like everything's so far so good. We're gonna continue checking stuff out. If I find anything, I'll let you guys know. But I'm telling you, man, you cannot go wrong with the Hellcat. All right, so I was talking to Devin for a while because we're trying to figure out how to help with the side, because he's seen the photo yesterday I posted of towing the F-150. I was like, bro, that's bad. So we're trying to figure out what will help at the drag strip as well. And you said the airbags would really help it out. It's like it's a rear setup or something. I've never heard of that.
Not so much the drag strip, but it'll help when you're towing.
Okay.
You don't want to go to a stiffer spring because your suspension, you want the weight transfer when you leave the line.
Okay.
You go to a stiffer spring.
Okay.
Potentially weight transfer and then bounce back.
Yeah.
You want it to transfer and carry. If you go to a stiffer spring, it's not going to be able to do that. But with an airbag, you're able to increase your kind of weight capacity a little bit when you're towing, so it's not squatting as much going down the road.
So what would you install it? I mean, there's so much going on out here.
Yeah, it goes in between the spring right here.
Oh,
it'll have an
wow.
airline that you can control it and
Oh, you can
inflate
control it, so it's not, okay.
Yeah, you inflate it.
No
deflate
way.
it. Yeah.
So how would it work? Like an air ride type of system where you just
Pretty much, yeah.
adjust the PSI?
You'd have potentially, depending on what system, a button and all that to adjust it.
And that would help with the stress on the vehicle overall, right? Because you want it to ride
towing.
even, especially all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Man, that's actually cool. So if you don't mind giving me a quote on that, we'll look into that for sure.
Yep.
Because that thing's sagging, especially going through the mountains, man. It's a scary ride when you got no control in the front and it's barely touching, you know? The transmission's good, everything's good, you said, right? It looks good. So the bearing, this noise that I'm hearing.
This shaft goes into the supercharger.
Yeah.
And those pins just get a little bit of play over time.
Okay.
And that's the noise you're hearing. You can take it apart, put new pins in it, grease them up, you know, whatever, and it'll help, but over time it'll do it again. That's not nearly loud enough to be worried about.
So if we're at 20,000 miles now, how long you think we're still good with this, you know, bearings and all like that?
Probably, I'll bet you get at least another 10 out of it before it gives you any issue. And a lot of it depends on the style of driving. You know, if you're racing it all the time, it's going to wear it quicker.
Okay, so that's normal. This is John, the owner of MXA. He's known me, what, for a few years now? I've annoyed the crap out of him. So, dude, that F-150 pushed him to his limits. I know it did. But it was definitely worth it. That sucker yanks like no other. But we're going to be talking to him about doing maybe a Whipple or some other things as well. So we'll see. We do need to fix the rear suspension. So they're going to give me a quote on airbags probably, because towing is, it doesn't do so well. You're pretty much dragging the rear end, you know. But I've got a clean bill of health. So now we're going to go ahead and pay the bill, load up the trailer and the truck, and then we're going to head out, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit then while we're driving. But it's always a good feeling whenever you spend $100,000 and you race this thing often. Like, check out all the videos I have on my channel with this thing doing drag racing against Teslas. I mean, it was every other weekend. Every chance I got, it was at the drag strip. Dry hops or whatever they're called. We went quarter mile at Bristol. We've done it all. This thing runs mid 10 seconds right now with 830 wheel horsepower, guys. 0 to 60, I think like 3.132. 60 foot is like 140s or 150s. It is stupid how fast it gets off the line, weighing almost 6,000 pounds, guys. I know I keep just repeating myself, but I legit, like, if you're ever looking at any Hellcat, especially Trackhawk or Durango, grab one. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you do, come see me, man. I don't know, I'll give you $100 or something. But let's go pay the bill real quick, guys, and get on the road. All right, guys, and the bill has been paid. So to do a transmission flush, full diagnostic was right at $600, so that's not bad. 3 oil changes we've done, about $100 each. Less than $1,000 for a year's worth of 1,000 horsepower Durango action. I'll take that any day, guys. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna hook up the trailer. While I'm doing that, while I'm putting my sexy F-150 on there, why don't you guys enjoy some clips of this thing drag racing on the street and at the track as well. And I just gotta say, you're gonna love it. So watch this. All right, guys, so we are on the road now. We do have the Ford, as you can see that front end looking sexy out there. We're towing. So let's talk about the towing capability. I'm pretty sure you can hear the supercharger whine. I am barely on it. Sounds so good. That's why I love these Hellcat motors with the leg maker intake. Perfect. But anyways, let's say you're towing stuff, right? So you are towing, right now I'm towing a 4,000-pound truck plus a 2,500-pound trailer with 2 axles on it. So roughly about 7,000 pounds, right? So good thing, I will tell you from experience, make sure you get a trailer with brakes on it. Do not try to brake with this Durango for the trailer and the vehicle itself. It's near impossible, and you're going to shave those brakes like crazy. It definitely helps because it does have a trailer brake option or feature, so that does help. Make sure you get the tow group on it because it makes a big difference. Now let's talk about the gas mileage, right? I am running on the 85, so strictly 85, which mostly, you know, everybody says you get worse gas mileage doing it that way. I'm getting right at 8.7. For the most part, I get about 9 miles a gallon, and that's city, highway, it does not matter. So without even a trailer, how much are you getting normally? About the same.
Less, probably, like 8.5.
She gets less. That's because heavy foot and her don't mix, but you know, that's the way she drives it. So, and that's the good thing about it, is that you're able to tow with it and still get decent gas mileage. Now let's look at the temperatures when it comes to how hot is this car getting, right? So first off, we do have the thermostat done, so as you can tell, it's sitting very low on the coolant. But let's actually go through the menu and see if we can find the options and see what it shows for the temperature. Coolant temperature is right at 200, so that's because, of course, we have been pulling it for a little bit now. 195 for trans temp, which is really good. You want those temperatures below 200, and the engine oil temp has always stayed at 220. Whether you're going through the mountains or through the city, it does not matter. This thing does exceptionally well. Now, see, the reason I got the Durango was because, well, we love Hellcats, and we had a third baby coming, so we needed a third row seat. But I wanted something that I can modify, hook up a trailer to, bring an awesome vehicle to also race with, unhook from the trailer when I get there, and race the Durango. And we've done that multiple times. It is pretty sick. We did that with the GTR when we towed it. It's pretty cool, man, whenever you're able to unhook and have a race vehicle, race SUV towing your race truck, your race car, whatever. It's just so sick. I think it's a cool setup. Now again, I'm gonna post a picture up here though. You do sag in the back. That's just the way suspension is set up. It is soft, but as you heard, MXA is going to give me a quote for some airbags, so we are going to fix that issue as soon as possible. But for the most part, towing is not an issue. You just kind of get used to it. Front end does feel really light for the most part, so you do learn how to drive and steer. I wouldn't recommend doing, you know, 80 miles, 90 miles an hour with a car hauler like this, but it is a pretty sick setup to be able to hear the supercharger one, and then seeing that F-150 right there as well that you're about to go race with. And that is where we're heading to now, guys. So in the next video, you will see this F-150 finally hit the drag strip, which we have not done yet. It has been a long year of wait. Went with the new tuner, really put some crazy numbers down. This thing spins through all 4x4 in first and second gear. It is crazy what this thing can do, but that's a different video. Again, if you're looking for a Hellcat, guys, long story short, grab one. There's no reason to be afraid of it. Even higher mileage. My buddy has one that just hit 100,000 miles, Mike. He has it modified since day one, and he's never had issues with it. He's changed a few pulleys and Hellcat supercharger bearings. That's normal, but besides that, guys, never had any issues. So Hellcats is the way to go. Super cheap, super fast power. Look, I wouldn't say it's you should be your first starting vehicle, because it does take a little bit of skill to drive. So get a Scat Pack and then work your way up to a Hellcat if you want. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, John, for always taking care of me at MXA. I will post a link down below in their phone number. Seriously, you need anything, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, they got you. They know what they're doing. If I can trust them, you can trust them. You've seen how many vehicles I have. So thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment, and of course subscribe. This channel is growing, and I would love for you guys to be part of this team. So thank you so much. Enjoy your lives, enjoy your cars, enjoy some fun at the drag strip if you can, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.